Let's begin by getting you all the updates you need to know in the arrest of Chandrababu Naidu. The former Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister was taken to the Rajahmundry jail yesterday, and since then it's been non-stop protests as emotional TDP workers have hit the streets across Andhra Pradesh, demanding answers really from the Jagan government. They have claimed that this crackdown on Naidu is unfair and triggered by political vendetta. This is reportedly a 371 crore rupees skill development scam in which Chandrababu Naidu right now finds himself behind bars. Let's first round up for you all the updates on the story.
Andhra Pradesh remains on edge after former Chief Minister Chandrababu Naidu was sent to jail for 14 days on Sunday evening. Enraged Telugu Desam Party workers on Monday took to the streets, blocking highways, burning dyers, pelting stones at buses. Party workers have also gone on a hunger strike in the city of Visakhapatnam.
हमें अपनी न्यायपालिका पे, न्याय व्यवस्था पे पूरा विश्वास है कि वो इसका जजमेंट हमारे फेवर में देगी और दूध का दूध और पानी का पानी करेगी। आज आंध्र प्रदेश के लिए काला दिवस है, इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है।
Naidu was arrested by the State Criminal Investigation Department on Saturday for alleged involvement in the Skill Development Corporation scam. The CID has alleged that 371 crore rupees of government funds were transferred to shell companies during the TDP government's regime from 2014 to 2019 when Naidu was Chief Minister. The opposition, including the Janasena under Pavan Kalyan, BJP and the Congress have condemned the arrest, calling it Chief Minister Jagan Mohan Reddy's political vendetta against Chandrababu Naidu.
He had been doing this continuously for the last for 4 years, and this is not something new. And I have my own disagreements with Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. This particular issue, whatever they are saying, it's I feel it is not right, and it doesn't hold any water. That's what we look at it.
Just as we had raised our voice against the procedural aspects that had happened when they were arresting Sri Chandrababu Naidu ji, in the sense that they had not given him a notice, they did not take an explanation from him, his name was not in the FIR. It was later through a memo that his name was added into the FIR, and so there were great procedural lapses which BJP had questioned.
Chief Minister Jagan Reddy is on a foreign tour. His party claims Naidu masterminded the scam dating back to 2014.
See, when Chandrababu Naidu was Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh during 2014 to 2019, this all happened. When 2014, after he came into power, the foundation was laid for the scam during 2014, August, September months. See, he has almost looted 371 crores of public money, which is in the government account. He has looted 371 crores in 5 phases, saying that we are tying up with Siemens for setting up 5 Center of Excellences in the state of Andhra Pradesh for skill development and all. See, that's why we showcase Chandrababu Naidu as a skilled criminal.
Naidu's arrest and the subsequent judicial custody has sparked off a fresh political war in Andhra Pradesh, which goes to the polls next year alongside the Lok Sabha election. With Abdul Bashir, Bureau Report, India Today.
And Chandrababu Naidu's son, Nara Lokesh, has now lashed out at the Jagan government. He's holding a press conference as we speak and has referred to Jagan as Psycho Jagan, saying this is a Psycho Jagan-run government right now in Andhra Pradesh. This comes after Nara Lokesh put out a detailed plea on social media where he said that his father was being treated unfairly and demanded intervention from the Prime Minister as well. So interesting developments coming in. Nara Lokesh right now lashing out at the Jagan government, referring to the Andhra Chief Minister as a psycho. So this is, in fact, the latest in the showdown between TDP and YSRCP. Remember that Nara Lokesh was there yesterday and escorted his father to the Rajahmundry jail. And while Chandrababu Naidu right now is behind bars, it's Nara Lokesh, his son, who is leading the fight currently against the YSRCP, against the Jagan government. He has confirmed that they're exploring all legal options. I'd like to bring in Abdul Bashir on this broadcast as well. Abdul, the TDP at this point amplifying their attack. against the Jagan government. And it's Nara Lokesh who's essentially leading now the fight, the tussle against Jagan, calling him a psycho now.
Yeah, absolutely. TDP, General Secretary Nara Lokesh and also son to former Chief Minister N Chandrababu Naidu has, went on all guns blazing against the YSRCP government and stated that he is going to take this fight legally and all the options will be considered. And he's also called the present Chief Minister YS Jagan Mohan Reddy as a psycho. And he's right now addressing a press conference. And this has come after, N Chandrababu Naidu had yesterday sent in for a 14 days judicial custody in a skill development corporation scam. So after this, now the development that we see is that a statewide bandh was called today in all over the state, and we have seen that several areas, several regions of Andhra Pradesh have seen massive protests, and also lathi charge also taken place at Chilkalur Pet in Palnadu district of Andhra Pradesh. Now we've seen that there had been intensifying protest after this call, and now Nara Lokesh has given a statement that they are going to consider all the legal options and get Nara Chandrababu Naidu out and show his innocence.
Okay.
Over to you.
Let's see how it plays out legally as well for the TDP. The reality is that as much as they're crying foul here, the court did remand him to 14 days of judicial custody based on the CBCID's case right now against Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. Thanks very much, Abdul, for getting us those details. Let's open this up. Let's bring in representatives of both the Telugu Desam Party as well as the YSRCP. Joining us here on India Today is Jyotsna Tirunagari, TDP spokesperson. We also have Shilpa Ravi Reddy, YSRCP MLA from Nandya, which is where, in fact, we saw the arrest actually taking place. Let's begin with the TDP. Jyotsna Tirunagari, what do you make of all that's happened? Because the allegation against Chandrababu Naidu is that this is a massive scam to the tune of 300 crores plus. Surely that can't be ignored. You can't expect that to be brushed under the carpet.
No, the point here is they are saying it's a 370 crore scam, but they are ignoring the fact that already the centers have been set up, which they said nothing have been set up, no money was used, nothing. In fact, all the money has been diverted through some shell companies or what all they call. But the point here is we have 6 centers of excellences established by us in the state of Andhra Pradesh during our regime, 36 sub-centers. Total 42 centers which are functional. Over 220,000 students have been given training till 2021 itself, from 2015. And also around 70,000.
No, but a scam is a scam, ma'am. A scam is a scam.
The point is they say no money was used, but we are showing you the money was used. And in fact, let me tell you one more thing here. Where is the Chief Minister involved here? What is the role of the Chief Minister here? A cabinet meeting was called on. The cabinet gave its approval for a skill development corporation, and then person there, the secretary there, principal secretary, finance secretary then, Mr. Ajay Kalam Reddy, who is the advisor to the government now. He was the one who has said yes to that particular project, and the MD, Mr. Prem Chandra Reddy, who has the check releasing power. I'm talking about, I'm bringing in the logic here, because we have to talk about the...
You've raised a valid point. You've raised a valid point, and let's get in a response from the YSRCP. Mr. Reddy, the allegation right now by the TDP is, where's the evidence against Chandrababu Naidu? They've mentioned that there's no talk, there's no mention of which documents were forged, and yet he's been charged of forgery of documents. There's no mention of the petitioner's name, and yet you have the CBCID building this massive case with several sections against him. The cabinet gave its nod. That's due process being followed.
Yeah, the main thing that we need to understand is that the cabinet, it wasn't on the agenda of the cabinet meeting that day. It was bought at the last minute. It was bought as a single point, this thing. And then it was approved at the last minute. So that is the main thing that we need to look into. And it is normal that the TDP cries foul over it. But the fact is 371 crores of public money was looted. And it was...
Where's the proof? Where's the proof, Mr. Reddy? Last minute cabinet nod, last minute being brought into an agenda is hardly proof of corruption.
Yes. See, the GO clearly says that, Siemens was supposed to invest about 90% of the money, and the 10% was supposed to be invested by the government of Andhra Pradesh. While Siemens did not invest a single rupee, and the government of AP, I don't know what the hurry was, they have released all the amount. Why would they do it when Siemens had not invested a single rupee? Isn't it natural that, when you have a partner who is supposed to be investing about 90% of the money, wouldn't you be asking them to put in the money first? Why wasn't it done? So that is the first major thing. It was the GO says clearly that it was Siemens which was bringing about 90% grant in aid, while Siemens has rejected that claim, saying we don't have any connection with what Siemens India president and Suman Bose did it. So this was clearly foul play done by Mr. Chandrababu Naidu in.
However, Mr. Reddy, my final question to you before I let the TDP. Okay, Jyotsna ma'am respond, then I'll take the question to Mr. Reddy.
Yes. The point here is, they say Siemens has rejected. The point here is 2,700 crores, what they are talking about, that was the software that those guys were supposed to be given in terms of CSR, their corporate funding. If you remember. And one more thing, all this has to be questioned to Prem Chandra Reddy. Who is sir, listen, all this has to be, these questions are to be posed to Mr. Prem Chandra Reddy, who is the check releasing power, who was the MD of Skill Development Corporation. Why is Chandrababu Naidu Garu's pair coming?
Then in that case, in this country, no politician would ever be behind bars.
No, the point
it will only be the officers.
Why
was Lalu Prasad Yadav put behind bars?
No.
Why isn't Prem Chandra Reddy being questioned till now?
Why don't you just answer the question, Mr. Reddy? Why hasn't Prem Chandra Reddy been questioned?
You don't need to stress on the Reddy part, ma'am. I understand where you're taking this, but yeah. Mr. Prem Chandra Reddy or whoever was in charge of that.
No, Jyotsna ma'am, let him answer, please. Let him answer.
Yeah. So, whoever was in charge at that time, they've all been probed. See, Chandrababu Naidu, this probe didn't start today or yesterday. This probe started in 2020. And there were a lot of people who have been questioned, who have been arrested, and they are out on bail now. So Chandrababu Naidu Garu was not the first target. You need to understand that there was a whistleblower in 2018 who had informed the government that there's a massive scam that is happening and you need to look into it. Why was it brushed under the carpet? Why didn't they take it up? Because it was Chandrababu Naidu who was the chief minister then. And that is the reason why they didn't inquire into the details.
But since 2019, your party has been in power, sir. Since 2019.
Yes.
And that is when the CBCID had taken up the case and they're looking into the fact. See, we don't want to bring in any name just for the sake of it. Mr. Chandrababu Naidu, if we wanted to involve Mr. Babu or Mr. Naidu, we would have done it in the first case. We would have named him as A1 on day one. Why didn't we do it? We didn't do it because it is not political vendetta. Because the first thing that any political party would say is political vendetta.
Okay.
BJP is having political vendetta on Rahul Gandhi. Or would say the same thing. Why was Jagan Mohan Reddy put behind bars? Isn't it political vendetta?
Final response from Jyotsna ma'am. Is it convenient? Is it just convenient to say that this is all political vendetta?
Let me put it very clearly here. It's clearly, sheerly a political vendetta and revenge politics by Jagan Mohan Reddy. I'll tell you why. Because on the day when they came for arrest, just a day before, that is on September 8th, that's when they included Chandrababu Naidoo's name as the A37. And even before submitting the remand report to the Honorable Court, the CID chief conducts a press meet and says he is A1. And the concerned paper.
And there is nowhere in the law that says that A37 can't become A1. When Mr. Babu's involvement is proved, then definitely they will bring him in.
No remand report was given before that. We have been continuously asking all the day long. No remand report was ready. In fact, they said no remand report.
This is something Mr. Chandrababu Naidu also said, Mr. Reddy, that there was no remand report that was given. That he asked for evidence, it wasn't handed to him. He was just arrested without any notice.
Yes, they have been claiming the same thing from day one. And yesterday also they had the same arguments in the court. While the court didn't agree with the same. The court gave him judicial remand just because they have been claiming it from day one of the arrest. That is what Mr. Chandrababu Naidu said. That is what the GDP party said. That is what every supporter of Chandrababu Naidu is saying. While the court didn't accept the same. Why did the court send him to 14 days of judicial remand?
I agree that the court granted that custody of 14 days, accepting what the CBCIT has said of prima facie evidence being available against Chandrababu Naidu. But I'd like to wrap this up. I've run out of time. Thank you to both the TDP and the YSRCP for joining us on this broadcast. As we get you the latest on Chandrababu Naidu's arrest, here's an exclusive conversation that my colleague Abdul Bashir had with Janasena Chief Power Star Pawan Kalyan.
So first of all, this kind of record which has become a practice for the YCP government right from the day one. They started destructing a property the moment they came into power, and the destructive politics and the vendetta politics has become a norm in AP. And the way we look at it is, we had been doing this continuously for the last 4 years. And this is not something new. And I have my own disagreements with Mr. Chandrababu Naidu. This particular issue, whatever they are saying, I feel it is not right. And it doesn't hold any water. That's what we look at it.
Sir, this is basically the allegations that have been put up against TDP chief Chandrababu Naidu, that he has, there is a fraud that has taken place. He's alleged a fraud around to the tune of 300 crores. And this has taken place. The YSCP is claiming that they have evidence for it, and the procedure that is being followed is because they have proper evidence. So what do you have to say about it?
Now, who is saying it? The man who was in jail for more than 2 years and who is going through multiple cases, and he did enough corruption, rampant corruption. Even to go leave the country, court has to give him kind of permission. So what we look at is, it is something purely vendetta. It's a vendetta politics. And he can create any reason. The power is in their hands. When G20 is happening, the G20, very prestigious G20 is happening in Delhi under the leadership of Modi ji. And the first time India has taken the leadership. And every state should have created such kind of atmosphere where it won't deviate. That entire people's focus should not have got deviated from the G20 summit. And this guy particularly has done this around this time. He has chosen to do around this time. And that shows this guy doesn't have any integrity, doesn't have any sensitivity.
You believe that TDP has got sympathy vote now with this issue that is going on?
Definitely, it's a very natural process. And in fact, he's helping TDP in a way.